Hello, so in this video I'll show how I deployed my simple book library app to AWS. So first I'll start how I uploaded all my front-end files to the S3 bucket. So as you can see here, this is my entire project. I have my front-end portion over here. I have my back-end here, which I implemented with Django. And after I was done with my project, I just did npm run build to the root directory of my project, and after running this command, it gave me this build folder which has these files, which you can locate. Since I have my project in my local C directory, we can locate it over here. So next thing I did was I went to my AWS homepage and I went to S3 bucket page. Since I already created my bucket, I will not recreate it, but I will walk through what I did to create this. So first I just went to create a bucket. It will be general purpose. Then I had to choose the name unique and the global namespace. So unique name, then my ACLS would be disabled, and I had to uncheck this since I want my website to be accessible by public. Bucket versioning, I could disable it. Tags, I don't need a tag, but I could choose to tag some metadata about my bucket. And I'll leave this default and I'll just create the bucket. So I'll just press cancel for now since I already have it. So after the bucket was created, what I did was I uploaded all the files of this build folder. So whatever I have inside this folder, including this static folder, I uploaded it. Then after uploading all the files, I went to the properties and I scroll down, and here under the static website hosting, I had to edit it and I had to enable this static website hosting before it was disabled. Then host a static website. Then I also had to attach my index.html where I have all the data of my front end. So index.html, then I just save changes. I'm gonna press cancel for now. So after this was done, I was still not I was still getting some errors when I used this URL, because I needed to add some permissions. So I went to the permissions, then I had to create some bucket policy. So here I went to edit, as you can see here, there's already edited things here like resources with my bucket name and object, but before it was not there. So I had to go to S3, then I had to put get object. Yeah, so I just had to check this get object box. Then I had to add a resource, and for the resource, the service would be S3, resource type would be object, and for my bucket name, I just put my bucket's name, which is Nagia's library. And the object name, since I want all the objects, I just put star. So yeah, then add a resource and finally just save the changes. I'll press cancel. Alright, so I'm done for the configuration of my S3 bucket. So now I could just go to this static website hosting, and yeah, I get this page, my web page. So I could go to dark mode or light mode. I still don't have any data since I had to connect my backend with EC2 and connect them with my frontend. So next part I'll show how I did configure my backend. Now let's go to EC2 So I'm in the EC2 and I have one instances running since I already created it. Let's go to instances. As you can see here, this one is running, and to create an instance I just had to simply go to launch instances. Here I would have to provide my server name, which I provided at Nazia's library, and then I had to choose a AMI, Amazon Machine Image. I chose Ubuntu since it's a free tier eligible. Then for instance type I chose T2 micro. Then I also put this network settings VPC, I had to configure that as well. Then for security group I had to allow SSH traffic from anywhere. Then yeah, I could just verify all the information in the summary and launch instance to create it. So after it was created, I had to wait for the status check. So after it was 2 out of 2 checks passed, I could select my instance and choose to connect. I'm using connect using EC2 instance connect. So let's go to connect. So let's clear this console. I had to do some basic update and also installing Python, Django, everything before I could actually deploy it. So first thing I would do is sudo apt get update. So yeah, I had to update this using the Ubuntu or Linux command. And yeah, for this I also had to initial a Git repository of my project, and after creating that repo I had to clone it here. So just had to do git clone and paste my repo link. It says my destination path already exists since I already cloned it. Next thing I had to install pip and Python 3 and also Django. Then I would go to my folder, which is book library. So let's just cd inside book library. Okay, so need to go to this book project where is all my backend codes are. Now I'm in my book project directory where I have to create a virtual environment and activate it. So that's what I did here. Then I would do my migrations. So Python manage by make migrations, no changes detected because I didn't change anything. Then I would migrate. Alright, so now I just need to run server, and for that I'm using this address which I provided on my EC2 configurations. So manage.py server 008,000, press enter. So it says is running. So now I should be able to see everything running for my website. So let's go to my website that I got from static website hosting, which was over here, this website. Now voila, I have all my data from the backend. It's running perfectly. I can add a book, adding, let's say author is me, let's say a cool novel. It says successfully added, and yeah, it's down here. Let's just delete some books. Yeah, I'm able to delete them as well. Perfect. So it is working. Thank you for listening to my presentation.